Hello and welcome to the Peak Endurance Podcast. I am your host, Ron Tate, and with me is
Isobel Tate.
Hooray! We got it
We
right.
nailed it.
Yeah,
I said just as we were about to start, I said to Ron, right, now it's your turn to fuck up the intro.
I said it to myself four times in my
Did
head
you?
just before we started, so
Good for you. Well done. Well
I
done.
figured fifth time was a charm.
So how are you,
Right,
Ron?
yes, I'm great. I'm uh, running
Yes,
consistently at the moment. No injuries, touch wood, other than my stupid knees, which
that's just ongoing and always, and that's from
yes,
hockey, so it's not
that
really a running
it will
injury.
always be what it is, and I
Mm.
just have to get over it and get around it.
Yes, yes, indeed.
So,
And I haven't pulled another muscle in
mhm.
somehow,
Yeah,
so that's
you
that's always a
see.
good thing in my sleep, or just walking or whatever. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, you're getting plenty of calf massages to keep those demons at bay.
Because what happens is, my calves, when I run, if I run every day, I get during the night, my calves. I mean, like I've always been, all my life, I've had restless leg syndrome. And I find when I'm running, I get restless calves, like so bad. And if one doesn't massage them before I go to sleep, then I have to get up in the night and take painkillers because I just cannot sleep.
And what's the feeling you get when you're running?
Oh, I also get a pain in my right calf. Yes,
Yeah.
and once again, it's the same with that night. It's like pressure. It's like a pressure build up in my calf. But I also get pain in my right calf. But I actually think there's nothing wrong with my right calf. What it actually is because I've got nerve damage in my left calf. And thus, because of the nerve damage, which I got drop foot from, and I had to relearn to walk and to run, it just doesn't do the work that it's supposed to. I mean, I have constant pins and needles from the knee down to the tips of my toes, right,
Mm.
on the left hand side. So my whole shin, calf, foot is pins and needles, 24/7. And so it doesn't. I can run, but it doesn't do the work or the push offs that it should. So thus, the right calf has to do 80% to 90% of the work, and it
Mm.
gets overworked, stressed, and burnt out.
Right.
Cracks the shits
Because as we've spoken about, the calf is one of the most important
mm,
muscles
for running,
for
like for
running.
push off.
So
And
yeah.
let me assure you, when my calf is painful, I just can't get any speed. But when Ron's massaged it the night before, like on Thursday, I was able to push off, and I said to you, "Oh my God!" I sent Ron
Mm.
a message saying it was so good I could push off on I could just push off, and it just makes all the difference. It makes running so much easier.
Yeah.
Funny about that.
I mean, yeah.
But that's just something I have to deal with. It's ongoing.
Hmm.
It's painful when I run. It slowly warms up. But it helps if Ron's massaged the calf the night before. It helps me sleep. And if I sleep, I feel better, obviously,
Yeah.
duh. And then it also means the calf's less painful. And I mean, I'm constantly doing things, red light therapy and massage and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things because I have the nerve damage in my left leg, my right leg's always going to have to work harder. Even though I taught myself to walk and run again, it's not pretty, and B, it's not perfect.
Yeah. So when we sit down of a night time to relax after dinner, you've got all your
I've got all the time.
technology going.
It drives me mad. I would love to just sit there like you
Yeah.
do. I would love it and not have to put, red light therapy on and compression things on my calves. And, you know, every morning before I run, I have to massage my shin and my calf with the DP. God, we should get shares in the
Yeah.
DP
We
because
should.
seriously, we go through that stuff like nobody's business, or I do because you don't use it.
No.
So yeah, it's a little, just a smidge on the frustrating side, but you know what? I'm still running, and I'm pretty proud of myself for having taught myself to walk again because I couldn't even walk properly because my foot would drop foot is where the foot doesn't bend again, or it doesn't do the push off. It just slaps down. Um, anyway, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that because it requires like neural rewiring to be able to
Mhm.
do that. And that was one of those things I did a lot of visualization on. It wasn't just me doing the physical work. I did a lot of mental work for that, a lot of visualizations, a lot of positive thinking, a
Yeah.
lot of um yeah, it was really hard slog for me to
Hmm.
get the ability to walk and then to run again. But I did it
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Yeah, but therefore my other calf is
Hmm.
hates me. So,
Yeah.
which I don't blame it, quite frankly, because
Yeah.
I do a 100 miler and I've basically hopped the whole way on my right leg,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, and that's why I do yoga and all that sort of stuff, because yoga does a lot of one-legged balance stuff. And of course, the leg with the pins and needles and the nerve damage doesn't have as good balance. So it's really good for me to do the yoga and balancing on my left leg. And whenever we have to do stuff on my left leg, I'm always falling over. And that's fine. Like, I don't care being that numpty. I feel like going to everyone, it's all right. It's because I've got nerve damage in my leg. It's not because I'm hopeless. But I think, no, whatever. And I just deal with it. And
Hmm.
because it's one of those things, that's my weakness. That's going to be something I've got to work on for the rest of my life.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have our struggles. Like
We
you've
do.
got your knees,
Yeah.
like you broke them in ice hockey many, many moons ago, and it's just something you have to deal with now.
Yeah. That's right.
It's not fun, but
Yeah. And it hurts, particularly in the morning.
yeah.
But
Do you think maybe it's like the start of arthritis or something?
yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. Like I say, it loosens up. Even if I've been sitting, when I'm at work, and if I've been sitting at my desk for too long, I get up and it's like
Oh, I've seen you.
getting up off the couch after dinner, and I hobble across the office, and then I open up the office door and then try and stand up straight and walk normally.
Before anyone can see
Yeah,
you and
yeah,
calls an ambulance.
yeah. So, yeah, that's just what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I mean, and that's it. You just learn to deal with it. I mean,
If there's one thing I've learned, the more I move, the easier it is. So that's
yes.
why
Do you find it's worse in cold weather?
yes, oh,
Yeah,
most
so
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
arthritis then.
yeah.
Oh, we'll be able to tell what the weather's going to be
I
like
know,
from your
yeah.
knees. You'll be like an old seaman.
Yeah, that's all right.
Um, so
So,
updates,
yes, what have we been
other than,
doing?
when we said we had no niggles or injuries and then we detail all
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but
but
they're ongoing. That's
that's right.
just that's just
That's just
that's
management.
the thing when I hear people going, I just want to be pain free. Like the chances of that, if you've lived a full and active life, the chances of you being 100% pain free 100% of the time are pretty much Buckley's and none.
Especially when you get into your 40s, 50s,
50s and
and
beyond.
beyond. Yeah.
Like, because you pay for all that when I was young. But even then, when I was young, like, I remember having sore knees in my 20s when I was a cyclist,
Hmm.
like, so bad. I remember walking around the shopping center and I had to sit down because I was in my 20s, but I couldn't walk any further because my knees hurt
Yeah.
so bad. And that was just from cycling, and like, so yeah, my knees are not as bad as that as in my 20s. I mean, they eventually fixed up, but it
Mm.
took, oh my God, a lot of treatment, a
Yeah.
lot of treatment. And and yeah, the older you get, the more you feel these things. And I fell off my bike and broke, vertebrae and did all that sort of stuff. And I've broken shoulders and dislocated shoulders, and you break your kneecaps, and I got nerve damage. And yeah, you're just gonna feel all that shit.
Yeah.
You just are. And it's your choice. Are you gonna deal with it and live with it? Or are you gonna let it stop you?
Yeah.
And ultimately, it is a choice thing. And we've decided that we're just going to live with it.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, I would much prefer not to have that nerve damage. I'd be able to run way faster and it would be way easier. And I would love it. But that's not going to happen. So move on.
Yeah, that's it.
And you can't go back in time because
No,
that's a very long time to
that
go
was
back.
too long ago.
And
Um,
yeah,
and yeah, so I just accept it. And I, know that it's going to hurt. I deal with the pain and just
yeah,
kind of
move on.
move on.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we
Updates, yes.
updates. Yes, we haven't done a lot other than last
Running.
week. We went over to our side of the Dandenongs
Yeah, we just did a bit
and
of a
stuck.
loop-de-loop
Yeah,
on our side,
we
didn't we?
we stuck to our side of the hill and managed to get 33.
Yeah, I think
Think
it
it
was
was in
around
the end.
33. Yeah.
33 Ks in the end with
1700.
1700 meters of climbing
Yeah.
and a lot of single track and
Really fun single
off the
track.
beaten track. Um,
Yep.
yeah, had a ball, a bit of exploring, although, we do know where the trails go, but it's always fun to,
Run on single track,
run
and
on single track.
we're trying to, and like Ron discovered some single track when he went out during the week and he took me on them and I'm like,
Mm,
these are awesome. Some of it wasn't so awesome. Some of it had some mountain biking little
Bridges or
what
whatever
did
they
we
call.
used to call them? I've forgotten what we used to call them back in the day.
Yeah,
And when I was a mountain biker, I'm talking about, but they were like old and slimy, and I'm like, I'm
very
struggling
sketchy.
with that, and I'm needing your hand to hold on to, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, we've actually focused recently on, not only discovering, but um, you know,
Yeah, trying to get into more technical stuff rather than
yeah,
just the bloody fire trails all the time,
mm,
while still incorporating some lots of climbing.
yeah.
The thing is, the problem is with this approach is it's fucking time
It
consuming.
is. It's much slower. Both
Like,
up and down is much slower.
yes, yes.
Not only because normally you go, oh yeah, you make up for the time
On the
running,
downhill, but not on this
but
technical
this
stuff.
technical stuff, you're not going a lot
Not with our
faster.
knees.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
You
You're not
know,
going
but
a lot
with
faster on the
my
way down.
old younger knees, I'd have been flying
Yeah,
down it. I'd have loved it. And that's once again, I'm like, oh, I remember when I used to run this stuff fast and jump off things and woohoo. And now I'm like, oh, ow, ooh, ah, and
yeah,
it's like, oh.
yeah,
And but you know what? We're still out there doing it, which
we
is,
are.
more than can be said for many people my age,
That's right.
you know.
And mine.
Yeah, but you're still younger. You're still quite a bit
Yes,
younger.
I am at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was Saturday, and then Sunday we did
Oh, Sunday we
some.
did we did that run with the heavy packs.
Yeah,
An old wuss bag here didn't go as heavy,
no,
not even as heavy as me.
no,
Like I did 5 kilos and I weigh, let's pretend, because I don't know, but last time I weighed myself before I threw away the scales I was 60 kilos.
yeah,
So so I do 5 kilos.
yeah. I did 4 kilos,
Yeah, and you weigh what?
80.
80. Yeah, you fucking wuss. And unsurprisingly, he beat me quite swiftly up the hill because, also we did it like I'd already done it on Thursday.
Yeah,
Then we did the big hill climb on Saturday, and then we went out and did another one of those on Sunday.
yeah.
And I tell you what, my legs were tired, but
But
I did it heaps
oh, you
faster
did it heaps faster, and boy, did she look like a machine on a mission when she got to the top of the
because I
hill.
had a really good song on.
Yes.
It was like, yeah. It
Yeah.
was really revving me up.
So
And I was
as
fucking determined. I could
yeah,
see the pace dropping and dropping. I'm like, "Woo, what can I get it to? The average
uh,
pace."
and so I was standing just short of where she was going to stop, and she
Because he
didn't.
didn't realize it was gate to gate.
No,
He even cut it short.
yeah.
You got
And
to
then
touch the gate.
as she went past, I said something to her, and she didn't even look sideways.
Didn't
She just
hear
ran
him.
straight past.
Didn't hear him. I was in
Yeah.
my own world of
So
pain.
yeah,
It was painful, but it was that really good pain of I'm pushing myself, and I'm not just pushing myself, but I'm actually, improving on the last time I
yeah,
did it, which the last time I did it, I thought was pretty good. So,
yeah.
so
And I discovered, or we discovered, um, and this is a bit of a gear review, people. So listen up. The Solomon packs aren't great for doing that sort of running with a heavy weight in your pack
yeah,
because they bounce.
I bounce like a
They're
motherfucker.
quite stretchy, quite
Yeah.
elasticized, the
Yeah.
Solomon packs.
Yeah.
And when you've got a weight in the back, they bounce up and down.
I was
Uh,
wearing the Ultimate Direction mountain something, mountain,
yeah,
I've forgotten what it's called. And that's great.
yeah.
That's the one I bought for Barclay
Hmm.
because I saw that's what oh my God, random runner, not random runner, random forest runner, John Kelly
Ah, yes.
wears, and and I could, I know that's what he uses, so I figured if it's good enough for him, it's good
Yeah,
enough for me.
yeah.
Um, because I don't like the Solomon because the cables across the front
Mm,
are not good for female, and the way it sits, it digs. It's because they're all unisex, so it digs into my actual stomach part of it,
yeah.
which makes my gastric distress worse. Whereas the Ultimate Direction actually have female ones,
Yep.
just like the Osprey do. I like brands that have female versions of
Mm,
things. I hate or I don't, well, I dislike brands that are lazy and have unisex and you just get the small men's. Well, can I
yeah.
tell you, men and women are distinctly different
Yes.
and we need women's stuff. And I'm fucking sick of it just pinking and shrinking it.
Yeah.
So I would prefer to support companies that actually look at the female body and choose to build things for that.
Yeah.
That's
And
my
so,
2 cents worth on that.
yes, I was, because I normally, or lately, I've been running with an Osprey pack.
Because I said how good they were, so I
Yeah.
bought him that for Christmas or something like that.
But because my salmon pack is a little bit bigger, I decided to wear that, hoping
And it
that,
looked, I could see him running ahead as well.
yeah,
Whoop, whoop.
yeah. So I wore my salmon pack, but yeah, it wasn't a great idea because it really bounced,
Yeah.
and I got a little bit of chafing in my back
It's
from
like
it emerging.
scabs on his
Yeah.
back. It's not chafe, it's scabs.
Almost straight away, I could feel it bouncing, and I knew, I tried to cover it with my singlet.
That's running uphill. That's not running
Yeah.
downhill, people.
So,
Can you imagine if you had run downhill with a heavy pack? That would have
yeah.
been shocking.
So, when we do it again, which I'm assuming will be Sunday, I'll probably try a different pack. I'll probably try and fit more into my Osprey pack.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can fit 4 kilos into that easily.
Yeah. So,
What's
see what I have to put up with.
no, just calling it as it is, Ron. Just seriously, you had less weight than me,
Yeah.
and you weigh more than me.
All right. That's the challenge. I'm going with 10 kilos this week.
No, you don't need to do 10 kilos. Oh, overreaction. What you need to go with is more like 7 kilos.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll put some water in my pack and then I'll piggyback you up the hill as well.
You can use I did say to Ron, you can grab some of the little weights out of my
Weight vest.
weight.
Yeah.
But of course, then for the rest of the run, he poured all the water out. I'm like, I've told you before, I leave 2 kilos in. So I'm running, doing the rest of the run with 2 kilos on my back while he's running light and free
Well,
with nothing.
no,
Such
I
a
left,
Peter. The
I left a
whole run.
kilo. I left a
You
kilo.
did not.
I did. I had my kilo.
Wasn't
I had 2 bottles in the front that
wasn't
I didn't empty.
wasn't
So,
full kilo. I'm telling you now, I felt that compared to mine. I compared the pair.
yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was about 14. Was that? I think
About
about
14 Ks.
Ks in the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because we took the long way back.
yeah.
But did you enjoy it? Just
I
out
did.
of interest.
I did. It was a challenge, and I enjoyed the challenge of it. So,
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about it. And it's not just a physical challenge, it's a mind challenge. Like when I first started, every time it's like, oh, because you go up Bellevue and it's quite gradual, and then it hits the steep section for quite a while, for about a kilometer, would
yeah.
you say?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh. And some of it's quite difficult to get good purchase on with your feet to push off. And it's just like my mind going, oh, I don't look at my watch because it's ticking away so slowly and that would kill me. So, yes,
Yeah.
it is a mind challenge as well as a physical
It is.
challenge.
And then, because once you get past that extra steep bit, then it becomes
Runnable,
more runnable,
which has its
you
own
feel,
challenges.
which you feel compelled to run because it is runnable, but you've already done all the steep stuff behind you. So,
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's like running then on really, really tired legs. But
Yeah.
like I was going up that steep section and my calves were burning because, of the work we'd done the day before.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh,
yeah.
my legs, can't feel my legs. And
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fun.
It was. The other thing we've noticed is that there's a lot of bugs up there, or there were, last weekend on both days. There was.
It was gross, but it was almost like the faster you went, the worse they went. So because at first we were like, oh, imagine when we're going faster, they're going to be worse, but they were actually worse when
slower.
They were, we thought they'd be worse when you went faster, but they actually weren't.
The other way around.
No, originally we said, imagine when we go faster, slower. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They'll hang around us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they weren't actually landing on us.
No.
They were just in clouds. So
it was
when
actually
you ran,
better when you went slow.
Yeah, so when you ran through them, you ended up with them in your face and in your eyes and in your mouth.
And they weren't mosquitoes because
No.
I let them land on me and I looked at them and they were some little bug. They sort of reminded me of flying termites, but not quite as sort of big, because we used to get flying termites where I used to live in the Dandies, but they have much bigger wings. But these don't, and they're not mosquitoes. And we thought they were mosquitoes at first, and other people we spoke to thought they were mosquitoes. And I'm like, no, they're not mosquitoes.
No, they clearly didn't have the stinger.
No.
And
thank God, because I would have been like,
when they landed on you, they weren't there to sting you. They were just resting, I guess.
Yeah. But there was like swarms of them. I breathed in so many.
And that was the worst. Like when you ran through them, just
Like you were getting them in your eyes,
Yeah,
so I could at least put on my sunnies, but you were getting them in your eyes, was eating them. It was,
yeah,
well, it was gross.
yeah.
It was like second breakfast out there.
It was. Yeah.
Ugh. So yes, that was
So
not
hopefully,
fun.
yeah, hopefully they're not up there. Um, did you went up there on Wednesday, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I did not,
No,
nothing,
not up there. Yeah,
nothing.
well, hopefully they've moved on.
Yeah, hopefully it was just some weird aberration last
Yeah.
weekend.
Mm.
And then on Thursday after we did gym, I hopped on the
Oh,
stepper.
yes, that's right. Yeah.
And when I say stepper, I don't mean the dinky old stepper, I mean the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
And I said to Ron, I'm going to get on for 20 minutes and I'm not holding on.
No hands.
No hands, Isabel. And
Which for Isabel is not so much the challenge of not being able to pull herself up.
it's
It's
the
more the
belly.
challenge of being able to stay upright.
I did trip a few times. It was a bit scary. Oh, yes, that was the challenge.
Yeah.
And so I put my phone up with YouTube on so that I didn't have to concentrate on the time ticking away. Um, and I watched some guy doing some Goggins thing where he got to 40% and he ran like 100 Ks and then he turned around and ran back home or something, some German guy. I don't know. It was quite good actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so it was hard because I didn't know what the fuck to do with my hands. Like just leaving them
Yeah.
by my side. I couldn't swing them. That felt weird. I mean, I suppose I could do this. I don't know, sort of running arms. I ended up just putting them on my waist because I did not know what the fuck to do with my hands. And half the reason I was tripping is because I was like, my arms were off balancing me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put them on my waist, but we'll see. Um, and I got to 20 minutes and I went, you got to 20 minutes as well, you can do 25. Come on, get to 25. I went, yeah, I can do 25. And then I got to 25 and went, oh, it's only 5 more minutes to get to 30. So you can do 30. So I went, yeah, get to 30. And I did 30
Just did
minutes.
30.
Yeah, and I got faster. I could speed it up because to have no hands at first, I needed it fairly slow.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's the goal is to manage it without holding on or falling off.
Mhm.
And so I started slow because I was told that's what you should do. But I did speed it up just a smidge by the end. And yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So it was
No major accidents, which is
no,
good
no accidents
because
at all.
we're at
Even
the
by the end, I was able to drink while
oh wow.
stepping. Yeah.
Because at the gym that we go to, the Stairmaster is right
Right
in
at
front of the entrance. Like literally everyone that
Everyone,
comes in
everyone
walks
has
right
to
past
see
it.
you. So everyone would see me really slowly plodding, plod, plod. And when you're in the other weight section, if you even look up, there you see everyone on the
Yeah.
Stairmaster.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so I really couldn't fall. I did trip a few times and nearly fell, but that's all right. She
Hmm.
didn't. So
Uh,
that is the first time. I mean, I've done lots of stair mastering, and I think I even spoke about it in last week's episode that that was my goal.
yeah.
So, because I've got a friend who she does stairmaster without holding on. She does it with a weight vest on, and so I feel like, well, then it is possible, and if it's
Yeah.
possible for her, that means it's possible for me. Like,
Yeah.
so I will be stepping with her, stairmastering with her on Monday. She wants to do an hour and a half. I don't know if I'm quite up for that. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Uh,
I still want to be able to run on Tuesday, so
yeah, that's right.
you
Yeah.
know, there's that. So yes, we'll see. We'll
Hmm.
see. What's a challenge for you? Because that's my sort of challenge. That's what I want to do. And I've thought of another challenge, haven't I? You can't remember, can you? Bogong to
Which,
Hotham.
oh, yes. Yeah, yeah, of
I want to
course.
do Bogong to Hotham. The first time I did it, which was a year, I don't know,
20,
2014.
yeah, I
I
think that's
did
what you
it
said.
in 9 hours and 43.
Yeah.
I would like to improve on that time. Ron thinks I'm being an overachiever.
Well, I keep telling her because she says it as well as I do, but then when it comes to her, she conveniently forgets it that you shouldn't compete with your younger self. I'm pretty sure we might have even done a whole podcast on it. It
But
certainly is a
it's not
subject.
so much that I'm competing with the younger self, although I may have been younger when I did that. I'm competing with a previous time where I didn't have as good mountain legs.
Right.
That's what I'm basing it on.
Yeah.
I didn't have as good mountain legs, so I figure if I'm doing all this stepping and weighted vests and everything, weighted runs, I reckon I will have better mountain legs. So I'm not competing with the age part. I'm competing with the mountain legs.
Right. Okay.
See,
Yeah.
completely different. Just happens to have been 11 years ago when I was
Yeah.
way younger. But
Yep.
we'll see. I'm not going to be um devastated crying if I
Yeah.
don't do it. Like I'm not that I'm not stupid, but I would like to think that I can at least get around the
Yeah.
same time, you know. So that's my goal.
That's her goal, and of course she's going to taper for it really well too,
Yeah, yeah.
because the weekend before we will be sweeping
I
two
didn't
bays,
take that into
which
account when I
is 56 kilometers.
yeah, but that's like a walk
It's
most
not,
of
it's
it.
not, granted, it's not at speed, but it is still
It is a
56
long time on
kilometers.
feet. I will
Yeah.
just have to have a very easy week after that
Yeah.
and probably an easy week before it as well.
Yeah.
So, which, that's okay. Um, it's just like a little shakeout
Yeah.
run.
Just a loosener.
Oh, if one of my athletes wanted to do it, I'd be like, "Oh, that's just crazy talk." But we all know it's do as I say, not as I
That's
do.
right. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
generally I follow my own advice. I just forgot that they were a week apart.
Yeah.
So anyway, honestly, the sweeping is not a big job, and I'm doing that for the social aspect
Yeah.
of it because it's fun, and if that lights up my soul and makes me feel good, then it's actually good for me, So that was with my tongue, people, not with
Yes.
my.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right. So that's our update.
So do you have a challenge?
No.
Why
No.
not? Why don't you make a little challenge for you? Actually, you have got a challenge. Oh, segue.
Uh-oh.
What's your
Oh,
challenge at the
my
moment?
challenge. Yes, of course. My challenge, which is an awesome segue that went
Which is
right
the
over
yeah,
my head.
which is the reason we chose this topic.
Yes.
This was Ron's
Yes.
idea for this topic.
My challenge at the moment is to get back into quality speed work,
Quality sessions,
quality
yes.
sessions at slash speed work.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing any for quite a while, 2 years, a year and a half, maybe.
I don't know. I can't remember.
And I've decided that I should restart.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I've started last week and continued on with it this week.
Yep.
And so yeah, so what we decided to make this week's podcast about help me out here.
It's really, for the listener, it's just awesome hearing you say a
Yeah.
word every 3 minutes. So I was just
You know,
watching you dig that
you
hole.
are, and you've got the biggest bloody smile on your
I
face
got
watching
this
me
shovel
do
over
it.
here going, no, not fucking handing you that one. All right. So you want me to take over,
Please,
do you?
please and thank you.
Okay, so it's just I notice sometimes when I listen to the other podcasts that sometimes I do interrupt you and I don't want to be that person all the time. Okay. So anyway, what were we saying? Yeah, so Ron is going back to doing a bit of speed work because you just feel jealous when you see me doing it. Because I keep encouraging Ron because, like I say, as we get older, we lose fast twitch muscle fibers, and just because you're older doesn't mean you should stop doing quality sessions because you're not racing or whatever, and well, I'm slowing down. Yeah, well, you're more likely to slow down, and you won't, if you don't do any quality sessions. Like I always say, I don't do speed work to get faster per se. I do it to stop myself getting slower with age so I can hopefully hold on to a little bit of the speed. Admittedly, like I've said, because of my leg, I've lost a lot more speed than, say, the average 50-year-old would have. I've lost a heap of speed, but that's because of niggles and injuries. But we don't want you to lose, it's nice to be able to hold a good cruising pace, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to go over the principles of reintroducing speed work into your running, or if you have never done speed work, introducing it, right?
Yep.
So what's the number one thing to do?
The number one thing
keep in mind.
Yes, to bear in mind is you don't jump from easy jogs into bigger intervals overnight.
So you don't go from easy running to your next session being 10 times 1K
Yeah.
interval reps, right?
Yeah.
You're going to injure yourself. Speed, oops, sorry, the thingy. Speed is a stress stimulus. If you haven't done it in a while or never, your body needs a slow ramp up, not a shock. Think introduction, not annihilation,
Yes.
right? So you've been you did last week, you did a shorter interval session,
Yes.
right?
So I did, well, I meant to do 6 lots of 500
Even then, I would have
meters.
thought, to me, 500 meters is quite. Ron did this without telling me. He came home
Yes.
and told me what
Yes.
he
I
did.
just decided, well, I was doing my warm up. Well, I was running along and I decided to turn it into a warm up mid-run.
Decided to turn it into warm up or into a quality session.
No, the easy run that I was doing,
Oh, okay. Okay.
I decided it was now a warm up, and then when
Okay.
I got to the golf course, which is in is it
Whatever.
Kilsyth? Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I decided to turn that loop into a workout just on spare of the moment.
Yep, yep. So I would have suggested doing something shorter, rather than 500-meter intervals. But what would I know? And if Ron was coaching someone, he would tell them, wouldn't you,
Yes,
to do? Yeah, exactly. So don't just laugh at me when I said do as I say, not as I do. You're just as bad.
yeah.
Okay.
And I had
Because you would never give that to an athlete as their first interval session, would you?
no, but
But here we go.
I've been running for a while. I'm trying to justify it.
I'm failing
Failing badly. But yes, I
But
did.
whenever I've had a break, I would not I would start with 100-meter strides.
Oh,
That's
I
what
did
I would
try it. Well, I did.
No,
I did.
as the
Oh,
workout.
yes, no, I did that as the warm up.
No,
But anyways.
yes, we do 100-meter strides as the warm up, but I would start with that as the warm up, like
Yeah.
10 times 100-meter strides
Yeah.
with a minute recovery. Right? That's what I would do going back into it, because you need to remind your body what it feels like to run fast without it having to hold it for too long.
Yeah.
Right?
And because I was just winging it on my watch, like just pressing up when I'd done, I thought I was doing 6 and lost count and did 7.
Yes.
So, which I didn't realize until I
which is to me,
looked at the run.
That's big intervals overnight, Ron. You just fucking disprove
proving it wrong.
Right. No. You're showing us what not to do.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah. So don't do what Ron did.
Yes, this is how we work. You say what to do and I go, that's not what I did.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it.
Why?
I don't know, to show people what not to do.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, also, quality doesn't mean redlining it. I see so many athletes who think speed work means flat out. If that was the case, there would be no need for coaches, because you would just go, well, I'm doing speed work, which means flat out,
Yeah.
right? But coaching involves knowing when to give certain paces within the structure of the program and what sort of pace to give. I mean, the app that we use has an algorithm that creates the pace from a 3K time trial, creates the paces for interval, threshold, marathon, everything for our athletes, so that there's no guesswork and so that they're not redlining it. But even then, athletes have trouble sticking to those because they do tend to think speed work fast as you can, but it's not about that.
So when you're listening to your friends saying, oh, I did my speed work, oh, I worked so hard, I felt like I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
What you're actually listening to them saying is, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, good one. I like that. Yes. Quality is about time at controlled discomfort. And it's also about learning to control your pace. That's why you see so many people, those people who sprint off at the start of a race are the same people who sprint their speed work.
Yeah.
And that's all they know how to do. Going fast means sprint.
Yeah.
Okay, whether that's the start of a race or a 1K interval or a 1-minute interval. And quite frankly, the shorter it is, the faster I'll go until I pull a hamstring doing 3:10 pace when my body doesn't know how to do that pace. Right?
Yep.
So it's about sustainable stress, not sprinting until you see stars or until you vomit on the side of the footpath.
Yeah, that's right. Number 3 is start with speed adjacent work
Do
first.
you read that bit? Do you want to
Yes.
say that again for the people at the
Start
back?
start with speed adjacent work
And what would that
first.
be, Ron, from my notes? What
I'm
would that
assuming
be?
I'm assuming that means strides.
Yeah.
Does it mean short hill sprint?
Yep, which I took you on
Yes.
Tuesday. Didn't
Yeah.
I got Ron to do my workout with me, and we did strides at the start. We did 8 times 100
Yes.
meter.
Yeah, we did.
I did a bit of a tempo, which was quite frankly easy pace for Ron, so that was okay. And then we did 10 times hill sprints with,
Yeah.
sprints, uh, high knee skipping and then binding. You
Yeah.
couldn't do the high knee skipping because of your hip flexors,
Yeah. So I
and you were
just did binding.
embarrassed. um, and fartleks, like just speeding up for a minute or 30 seconds and that sort of stuff. Then we move on to intervals. And once again, strides doesn't say sprints. It
Yeah.
says strides, and that's what we're saying, strides.
Yeah.
Um, and
So
I say that to my athletes, it's strides, it's not a sprint. So please stick to the pace. If I never want my athletes to do a sprint because that's how you injure yourself.
yeah.
So strides, even strides, are just picking up the pace and teaching the body to run fast again.
So when I'm doing strides as a warm up, I focus on form, lifting the knees up, getting nice,
Kind of pull the heel towards the butt, that sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So really just you're not focusing on how fast you can do it, you're focusing on how clean you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think, I don't do my strides that much faster than I would intervals.
No, it should be interval
Yeah.
pace.
So
I feel it should be interval pace.
yeah.
Maybe just a smidge faster, but it shouldn't be blacking out
Yeah.
after,
Yeah.
because you've lost the capacity to breathe.
Yeah. But the point of strides is to get your body ready to do the speed work.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not,
We use it as a warm up for our athletes, to get the body ready, and then we use it for racing because you've conditioned the body to know that when you do strides, that means you're going to do a stronger workout
yeah.
after, and in this case, that would be a race.
Mhm.
Obviously, we don't get them to do it before a 100 miler, but like before marathons or half or 10K, you need to do strides. But
Mhm.
like I said, strides are not sprints. And please, please do not go, oh, Isabel said do 10 times 100 meters sprints flat out. No, speed work should be flat out. The only time you go flat out 100% is short hill sprints. And
Or if you're being chased by a dog.
okay. But you wouldn't need to because you just as
I
obviously
only
kept in
need to run
front of me.
faster than you.
Yeah, yeah. Short hill sprints, and when I say short hill sprints, I don't mean 1 minute, I mean 15 seconds. That's when you go as hard as you can. But because you're going uphill, you can't injure yourself like you would if you're running flat out on the flat. And then after a short hill sprint where you go 100%, you need 2 to 3 minutes recovery. We would
Mhm.
we would jog down for 100 meters, jog back to this where we started. So it was probably about
Yeah.
150-meter jog recovery. Then we'd stand there
Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah.
And I do that every Tuesday. Just this time I happen to have Ron there
Yeah.
too.
Normally she just chats to herself.
Yeah,
That's
or the
why people,
bins.
yeah, that's why people are staring at her.
Oh yeah. Not because I'm doing high knee skipping up the road while cars are overtaking me going, what the hell is that weird woman doing? And I'm like, it's okay.
There's that weird skipping woman again.
Yeah, but I don't think because I'm going up such a steep hill, because Piggy Hill is steep, it doesn't really look like skipping anymore because at that angle, it just looks like a goose. But whatever, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But so then you earn permission to run fast by proving that you can run controlled fast first.
Mhm.
That's what you've got to do. If you cannot control yourself in a 100-meter stride, you are not ready to do an interval.
Yeah.
All right, number 4.
Intensity must be supported by strength.
Mm-hmm. Speed work without strength is like playing Russian roulette with your body.
Yeah.
Because your heart and lungs are getting fitter and faster, but your tendons and ligaments aren't ready for it. So, and also your muscles, your tissue in general. Hamstrings, calves, hips all need capacity before they can be asked to load faster. All right. And that's the reason Ron's had trouble with injuries with doing quality sessions before. I'll tell you why. Because he was sprinting and because he wasn't doing enough strength.
Right.
I've seen you do speed work when we first started going out. You would just sprint like a mofo,
Yeah.
and you didn't used to do strength work at all.
No,
Well, you did, but it was
but it wasn't. It was.
you told me what you did, and I'm like, oh,
Mm.
okay. It was just you going around the gym.
Yeah, just randomly picking a whatever.
Well, a machine. You were
Yeah,
just on
machine that
machines.
no one else was using.
Yeah,
I'll use that one.
yeah. So you can't. You've got to. You do strength. Like it still flabbergasts me how many people don't do strength and also don't want to do strength. I just je ne comprende.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do either like gym, working in the gym, or you don't, and you do
Yeah. I mean, I've
because
been going to the gym since I was like
yeah,
16, 17.
yeah. Whereas some of us don't, and only do it because they know they have to, not because they want to.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Well, good on you. And you've done well in that you've joined in and
yeah,
done it
yeah.
and joined me.
Oh, I mean, I'm not denying that that I know what the benefits are, and I know that it's once you get to that age,
Mm.
it's almost a requirement, but it doesn't mean that it, you're suddenly a gym junkie or
No,
suddenly
no,
you
no,
know
no.
it's your favorite place to
No,
be.
no. And I get that it's not your favorite. And sometimes I couldn't be bothered and I
Yeah.
don't want to be there. But
Like I'm only doing it to support my running habit.
yes, yes, yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So, you know,
But don't you enjoy being strong too?
no, I enjoy running. That's why I do it. I enjoy running and being able to run.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I also, but,
For
and
me,
that's
I
why,
guess it's different as a female
yeah.
because, yeah,
And that's why I do it because I know I need to do it to be able to continue running
yes,
and enjoy it.
yes,
So, it's the means, it's not
yeah,
the
yes,
fun
yes.
part.
And that's fine. People can do it from
Yeah.
that perspective as well. And
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. What did I put there?
Yes. Your ego will want more, but
Hmm.
progression is the magic.
Yep. So to start with, when I'm introducing quality session for an athlete who hasn't done it before or they're reintroducing quality, it's one quality session a week.
Yeah. Which
And
is
that's enough.
kind of what I'm doing at the moment.
Yes. Except for when you join me for
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So one a week is enough.
Hmm. And probably when we change gyms, which will be in a month or
December.
so,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
then I'll probably start doing two
Why?
because at the moment, once a week, I run home from the
Oh,
gym.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I find it hard to do speed work when I'm running home because,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
hills and the
Yeah, in
streets,
the roads,
yeah,
crossings, and yeah, yeah.
it's just more difficult doing speed
And
work
also,
like that.
when we join this other gym, you'll be right on the bike path.
Yes, and I'll be close to home so I
Yeah,
can plan
yeah,
my run
accordingly.
accordingly. I don't have
And
to
there's
get
like
anywhere in particular.
the retarding basin, and you can
Yeah,
just go around that,
yeah,
do your laps because you
yeah,
know that stays flat, and
yeah,
it's kind of easier to do it sort of there.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so yeah, that's kind of the rough plan in my head.
Yeah, no, that's
Thought
fair.
that.
And that
So,
gives you, a total of about 6 or 7 weeks because I
yeah,
don't know when in December we
no,
expire.
I can't remember.
I don't know. Every time I go there, like yesterday when we went there, I put my finger on it, went red, and I went, oh, fuck, is it expired already?
Yeah, no, just
Yeah.
takes a while.
Yeah, just sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah.
So 2 is not better right away.
Hmm.
You don't go, bang, I'm going back into it. I would start someone on strides and then, add some short hill sprints. So, do, 5 strides and then 5 hill sprints and then slowly grow that out and then make that twice a week and then start building to actual intervals.
Yeah.
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 So progression is what creates a performance curve, meaning you get better, not volume, because doing too much speed work is what generally can cause injuries. Like that
Hmm.
is, if people are going to get injured running, it's generally when they're running faster than their body is ready for. So if you're doing 2 sessions a week when you're not ready, you're more likely to get injured.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
If paces change wildly, that's
Se-
hard to say.
Session to session.
Session to session. If paces change wildly from session, can you say it?
Session to session.
That's a sign you're guessing. Uh,
Okay, so that's where a lot of athletes go wrong. They just pick random paces. right? Or how I feel on the day. And then they don't see improvement, of course, because you're not challenging yourself. Speed work is targeted. Like I said, that's why a coach is so important because they will tell you what paces you need to do to work, what physiological improvements you need. Because, like we've talked about before, there's different paces for improving VO2 max, different paces for improving lactate threshold, different paces for working on your marathon, all sorts of things.
Mhm.
Neuromuscular speed, which is a 15-second hill intervals, sprints, whatever they're called, right? So it's all very targeted. So if you're just guessing, then that's just random. Once again, random work gets random results. And I'm pretty sure you don't want random results when you're lining up for a race.
Yeah.
So, you need to see, keep saying, um, at least I haven't been clearing my throat the whole
Yeah.
time. I don't think I have.
I
I
don't.
don't even notice I'm doing it. I only notice it when I listen to the podcast. And then I'm like, oh, shut up, Isabel. Christ. See, there I go. Oh, God. No, everyone's going to be hearing it. I shouldn't have said
You've brought it to
anything.
everyone's attention.
Also, that Um, so it's really hard not to say. So please make sure that you're doing targeted paces. And if that means you hire peak endurance coaching, then so be it. We'll
That's
be rapt to have
because
you.
that's what you will get with peak endurance coaching. You'll get
Proper targeted paces.
targeted
Yeah,
paces.
exactly.
Yes. So
You
uh,
may. You
yeah,
may.
you may feel awkward at first, but that doesn't mean you're slow.
No. So like someone who has never done speed work before, or it's been really long time, it might feel a bit awkward and clunky and oh Christ. But that's just because your brain hasn't fired those pathways for a while, because it still is a neuromuscular connection, and all that sort of thing. Speed work is a skill. And it actually teaches you running efficiency too. It's not just about speed that we do it, it's for running efficiency, which of course enables speed as well. But like any skill, you've got to expect an adaptation curve. I know whenever I'm learning something new, it's like, oh, I've got to go through the learning phase where I'm useless. And until I get to the stage where I'm good at it or not good at it, but it becomes second nature. And that takes work,
Yeah.
like with anything. And people are happy to accept that with anything else, but let's accept it with speed work too. And it
Yeah.
gets smoother quite quickly if you do speed work properly. Did you feel a bit
And
funny doing your
and regularly.
and regularly, yeah, consistently, not
Yeah.
just, yeah, you're right. Not just doing it one month and then waiting 6 weeks and doing it again.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. How did you feel when you did your 500-meter reps?
In what way? Sorry.
Like, did you feel clunky? Did it feel, or did it come back naturally?
No, I came back I was pretty happy with how it came back.
Yeah.
Um, it was a warmer day, so I struggled with the heat a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was kind of expecting it, and there was a water tap that I kind of stopped at each time I went past. So,
Yeah.
but no, as far as, you know, getting up and holding a pace that I was aiming for, and no, I didn't find it too clunky myself.
Good.
So yeah, but like I say, I've been running for a while. It's running itself isn't new to me. It's just, getting my head back into
For you, it's
doing
more
it
of a,
as well.
a mental thing, I think, getting
Yeah,
back into it
yeah,
and also stopping yourself from going too fast.
yes, that is the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stopping yourself from being that sprinter person.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to work on holding myself back.
Yeah.
So it's something that I've always battled with.
And it's funny because you say you're not competitive. So then why do you do that?
I'm not competing with anyone. I'm just,
Then why do you go flat out?
I I think it's a thing within myself where for a long time I was one of those people where every run I did as hard as I could.
Mm.
And I've taught myself over the last couple of years
How
to
long have
slow
we
down.
been together?
Five
For
and a
that
half
long?
years, yeah.
For that long? Yeah.
To slow myself down. But it's like anything that was a habit, it's easy to fall back into that habit. So you have to actually
Yes.
think about and make a
Yes.
conscious effort not to fall back into that habit.
Yes.
It's like anything in life.
Mm.
So, um, so yeah, when I'm doing speed work, I have to almost before I do it, make a decision as to what speed I'm going to
Yes,
do.
which is what we've talked
And
about.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, and then, then I'm a little bit better at sticking to that pace. But if I was one of those people that said, I'll just,
See what pace.
I'll start and see how I go,
I'll
I'll end up,
sprint and see how long I can
yeah,
hold on.
that's exactly what I'll do. I'll end up going as hard as I can for as far as I can, and then looking back and going, oh, that was stupid.
Mm. As you limp home.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. As I, if I've driven to where I'm doing it, like I do when we run from the gym,
Yeah.
I'll get out of the car at home and be, balled up like a turtle trying to
Yes.
get from the car to the house.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yes. So that's why Ron was injured pretty much constantly before he met me.
Yeah,
Um, but no, we've got you uninjured, essentially,
yeah,
other than your little niggles that
yeah.
you, regardless. So, yeah.
Mm, yeah,
But basically, the fastest progress happens when someone objective is steering your training, and
yeah,
that's where coaching matters. So, left to themselves, most runners do overdo it and get niggles and injuries, and niggles is um, the least worst thing that could happen to them, or they undercook it and never actually reach training adaptations because they're doing all the wrong training at the wrong speeds at the wrong distances, and they just basically they don't get the adaptations they're after.
yeah,
Which is why, see, no, I shouldn't have talked about clearing my throat. I'm not mad keen on run clubs
yeah.
because I know they're free, woo, but they're not preparing you for the race. Any training that is targeted at being appropriate for everybody is actually,
Inappropriate for you,
yeah, because
unless you're the coach.
yeah, because it's so unspecific and just not targeted. Like training, because it comes run clubs where you go and you join in their speedwork, that comes from the concept of speedwork is just running fast. That's all that quality sessions are, just running fast, and that'll make you a faster runner. But that's not actually how quality sessions work. You've got to do targeted stuff that actually makes sense for the race that you're doing, and that is actually structurally periodized towards your race so that you're at your peak at your race. Just running fast once or twice a week at run club and doing whatever the coach thinks up on that night is not going to help you for your race.
That's right, because some people at the run club might be
Training for a marathon.
training for a marathon, some might be training for a park run, some might be training for a 100K.
And
And
how can they possibly all
yeah,
be doing the same training?
yeah,
It just doesn't make sense. And also, that coach, bless their soul, they're trying to do the right thing, but they don't know what pace you should be doing. So they're leaving that up to you to
yeah.
guess, and that's why I used to run a run club and I just went, no, I can't do it. Not in good conscience. I cannot run a run club because these people, I could see them sprinting with Ron at the front. And I just thought they're doing all the wrong training. And I know this person's training for that and that person's training for that, and they're all doing the same training. And I couldn't do it. So I pulled the pin because in good conscience, I could not provide that as a service.
Yeah.
So yes, go to run club for the social aspect, but maybe do your own training from Peak Endurance Coaching. And I have athletes who do that. They go to their run clubs, they do the warm up with the people, then they do what I set out for them, and they just run alongside the people that they're running, doing the other program, and then they do the cool down, and then they have the socializing afterwards, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for the socialization. I'm just not all for everyone doing the same thing all at the same pace and everyone competing. So it's a competition. So it's like faster, sprint. It's that whole mentality, and that's why I'm not big on run clubs. Run clubs that I'm talking about, not doing your easy runs, but doing the quality sessions. Run clubs where you do easy runs together, that's another dangerous kettle of fish because you end up running your easy runs far too fast because Joe Blow up the front has decided that 4:30 is easy pace because he wants to prove how fast
even
he
though
is.
he's joined the medium pace, he's still
Yes,
running it at like it's
yeah, he just wants to be the woo, look at me.
and then
And it could be Jane Doe,
yeah.
like, no, she's not dead.
Yeah.
Oops. It could be whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it's a guy that does that. Women do this too.
And then every 5 minutes you stand around chatting.
Yeah, and
which you
then
don't do in a race. So
no,
why would you do
and
it in
yeah,
a
and then
trail?
they stop constantly, chat while they go
Yeah,
nearly dying, and then they go sprint for the next
yeah,
2Ks and then stop and then sprint. So anyway,
yeah,
not the best way to get an easy or to get your good long run in. So just be careful with, I mean, they're great for socialization, but just be very careful with all these run groups, especially if you've got a really big, lofty goal. Do not let these kind of run groups scupper your chances by overtraining you or training you incorrectly or injuring you.
yeah,
And you can sort of create your own little run. Like I've got a few athletes and they're all friends and they get together and do their quality sessions together and do their easy runs together. And I try to match up, even if they're training for slightly different things, I try to match up their training so that their long runs are the same day, so that this, they don't always have the same distance, but they'll join each other for their long runs and
mm,
that sort of thing. Or if they're doing quality sessions together, they'll be doing it at different paces and all that.
yeah,
And that's fine. But you need a coach who can see the big picture, provide or prescribe the right stimulus for this week and the next week, and knowing what's coming up and protect you from the over enthusiasm of doing speed work, flat chat. Can you and thus avoid injury.
yeah.
Oh no, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure
Mm.
what else I'd written there.
No,
All righty. So, any other thoughts on that, Ron? Are you
no, I
feeling
don't think so.
guilty?
Yeah, I'm feeling very guilty. So I'm gonna. Isabel has just created more work for herself because she's gonna have to start writing my programs
I
again.
think I should. I mean, I did offer, but you always say no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. So yeah. So obviously, I have some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And
we did discuss paces, because we discussed what sort of pace you should do for your threshold. You said you're going to do a bit of a threshold run.
yeah,
And you went way faster than that. And I said, Your threshold pace sounds quite similar to the interval pace you did the other day.
it
And they
was.
should,
It might have both of might have been a bit fast, but
yeah,
they weren't similar.
they were fairly similar. They were too close. They were too close together. They should have been further. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm just, I was you did a little bit of your old guesswork there
Yeah.
with your pacing. You
Yeah.
did.
I did. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So
Yeah.
I'd prefer you to go into VDOT and look at what your paces are supposed to be.
But that means I'm going to have to do a 3K time trial. I
No,
don't
nobody
want
wants to
to.
do that.
Uh,
I know they're horrible, but worthy,
yeah. I
but
might
worthy.
I might just have to go in and maybe fudge the
Fudge.
figures and go, this is what I reckon I could do.
I hate time trials.
Me too.
I hate them with a passion.
Yeah.
They're so hard, but so important. And actually, my athletes love them because they love seeing how they've improved.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are hard work. But
Yeah.
that's what all athletes have to do. Don't let that put you off from joining Peak. But it is what you have to do to get your paces,
Yes,
essentially.
that's it. Yeah.
Needs must.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I think that's about all we've got to speak about.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, stay tuned for whatever fantastic nuggets we're going to bring to next week
Yeah, I don't know.
podcast.
We'll come up with something like
Mm.
you only decide. You said to me yesterday, because I said to you yesterday, what can we do the podcast on? And you
Yeah.
went returning to Speedwork, and I went, oh.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, okay. And then because I wanted something really cool or something, I don't know what I wanted. And then I thought about it and thought, actually,
Actually, he's not such a fool.
he's not a fool at all, but I did think we should have some notes to keep us, I said, to stop us waffling too much. And what did you say? You said we'll waffle anyway.
That's right. That's what we do.
Yes, which is good, but I wanted to keep us sort of on track. I just find having talking points does help.
Yeah. There, we have talking points that we waffle around.
Yes, now I wanted to read because we got sort of a couple of questions. Sorry, we're going to have to go a little bit longer. Right. On Spotify, we got a comment, a question. Let me get to it very quickly. And we also got one on YouTube. So this was
Okay.
from Sharon again. She said, another great pod, guys. If you've covered this in another episode, please let me know. Are there any benefits to having a coach when you don't have a race on the horizon? And if so, what would they be? And I thought you could answer this because you approached me for coaching when you didn't have a race
Yes.
at all on the horizon.
No. So one of the things that I wanted coaching for was I needed consistency and I needed
Accountability.
not just a consistent or consistency, but accountability, knowing that if I had coaching, I am the sort of person that would follow the program to the T.
Yeah.
So I knew if I had a program, I would run. So at the time, I was struggling coming off an injury, but I was, I'd run one week and then the next week I'd only do 2 runs. And
Yeah.
then I'd come back out and get 5 runs done and then maybe 3 the next week. And so I didn't have races. Even back then, I wasn't much of a racer. But as I've always said, I do love to run, and I knew that I needed to do something to be able to continue running. And so that was why I approached Isabel for coaching.
Yeah. And I have a few athletes at the moment for that who are just, they haven't got any races particularly on the horizon, but they just want to get back into running, get consistent, those sorts of things.
And the easiest way to, be able to get race ready is to have a base and to be running consistently.
You don't want to choose a race and then go, oh shit.
And then, oh shit, I haven't done any, or I've been running 10Ks a week for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to build yourself up for a race is to start at a reasonably high level already.
Yes. So that means then, you don't need a whole year to train for it. You've already got your base.
Yeah.
Right. Next, Kerry Amore on YouTube says, hi, Isobel and Ron. 1, I heard you say you don't use aid stations. Can you expand on that, please? Why not? Does that mean you carry all your own nutrition for ultras? And 2, do you take time away from running throughout the year? Looking at Strava, it rolls in phases all year. I'm guessing from looking at our thing.
Yeah.
Time off / away after a big ultra or right back into it. Thanks. So I don't use aid stations. Ron does.
Yes.
Because he's the junk food king.
Yeah.
And he's fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't, because I have replied to both of these people separately in YouTube and Spotify. So, but I thought other people might want to know.
Yeah.
I don't, and I'm sure I've spoken about this before, because I get sick, and I get sick from the food I have, let alone random crap from the aid stations.
Yeah.
In saying that, like I said to Kerry, I will use, if they've got soup.
Yeah.
I'll have soup, plain pasta. It's something plain, real food. No chips, no lollies, and I'll have Coke from the aid stations.
Yeah.
But none of the junk
Fruit,
food or, cakes or fruit. I mean, we all know I took a piece of world's tiniest piece of watermelon at bloody Ultra Adelaide and paid for that for the next 20 Ks. So we won't, and I know better. I know not to take fruit, but it was late. I was tired. And
so quite often,
I don't even take water from the aid stations.
If I'm crewing, then obviously she doesn't need the aid stations because I'm supplying her with water and food. If I'm running with her, then we'll either, if the race is too long for us to carry everything with us,
drop bags.
We'll do drop bags.
And I put nice water in the drop bag.
Yeah, we'll always throw just a couple of bottles of water in the drop bag so that we don't have to rely on the water from the aid station. If you're doing one of Sean Kessler's events, which I can't, what's the name of his?
Ultra Adelaide?
No, the company.
Oh, South Australian.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of what the company is, but he does several races, around.
And he has bottled water, is what
he uses bottled water,
and it's such a relief.
And so you can, you can rock up to the aid station, and the water's going to be good.
It's not clean. It's going to have no taste.
Yeah, it's not from a fire hose filled up or from someone's front garden, and then been sitting out in the sun for 5 hours.
Oh, it's some of the water I've had is so bad. I literally couldn't drink it.
Yeah, so normally we would just use drop bags if I'm doing the event as well. But if I'm not, then I will generally be crewing.
But generally, for 50K, we will carry all our food and nutrition for that. Food and nutrition, nutrition and water.
Yeah.
You'll fill up at the aid stations, but I won't.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Then, was there anything? Oh no, just wanted to know what's next. Anyway, so yes, and I've just said Bogong to Hotham. Yeah. So, and was there another? Oh, time off after an ultra.
Oh,
yes. I take time off, not completely. Like the first week after an ultra, I won't run. But then, or after, after 50K, I will, but because that's not an ultra.
No.
Like after 100K or 100 miler, I'll take a week off running and then I will run after that, but it'll be completely unstructured.
Yeah.
It'll just be for fun. I might do some cross training of some, cross country skiing. I don't know why. Cross training, something like that. But it'll just be for fun and, and maybe 3 weeks later, I'll get into some structured stuff depending on what's next.
Yeah. As for an off season, once again, we've spoken, sorry, an off season.
Yeah.
We've spoken about
I hate
that
the way he says off.
We don't really do that in Australia. We probably should, but because our temperatures are so moderate.
To be fair, I didn't actually even have an off season in Canada. Even when it was like snowing and that, I was still running and it was -15. I was still running and I'd still go for long runs on the weekend. And so,
yeah, but I think that is partly because you're from Australia,
yes,
whereas if you were from Canada, you would have a winter
that's true.
hobby.
Yes, that's true.
So that's what encourages you to go off and do other things during the winter, whether it's cross country skiing, downhill skiing, skimo, is that what they call it?
Well, that's more European.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but if you were from if you grew up in that sort of
I would have
climate,
something to do.
You would have something to do. But because we're in Australia and
we just run all
year round, that's what you did when you're in Canada.
Yeah, true. Good point.
So
if I'd stayed there, I'd have probably found something else to do.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, because whether it's winter or summer, you're still able to get out and run. That's what we do in Australia.
Yes, that's right. So, and in some respects, yeah, I mean, the wind, like normally in other countries, it's the winter that makes running impossible. In Australia, the winter's the better.
Yeah, that's right. In Australia, sometimes it's the summer that makes
the hard
possible.
Yeah. But then because of modern conveniences, like with Canada, I could run on a treadmill. The modern conveniences here, you can run indoors on a treadie in the aircon. So anyway, so I try to take a bit of an off season, and that's why I have longevity. So yeah. So that's that.
Yeah, that's it. So thanks for listening. I hope you learnt something today.
Yes, indeed. We know you did.
Yes, I did. I know that I'm never doing it. I'm not doing my structure right. I need a coach.
You do. And that's it. Even coaches need coaches.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we would really love it if you would share the pod, even just to a friend.
Yeah.
We'd love a rating and review, but there you go. But yeah, even if you share it with a friend, that just helps more people know about our podcast.
That's right.
Thank you. Right. And we will catch you next week.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.